Why is the color why is the color of my hair black? Why is my skin tone different from others? Why is my name Khalid and not Caleb? These are some of the questions I wondered growing up as an Arab kid. I wasn't very fond of my Arab identity. This was primarily due to the cartoons and movies I watched, the games I played, and even the news I saw on TV. In essence, the media's overall negative portrayal of the Arabs and the dominant Western culture portrayed in the media contributed to this feeling. It was everywhere. I tried to conceal my Arabness while simultaneously trying to look and act more Western. In other words, I was pretending to be someone who I wasn't to feel more validated by everyone around me. I ran away from my identity. I know I'm not the only one, too. Many people all over the world struggle with this same issue of expressing their true identity. And when I say identity, I don't just mean was ethnicity. Identity can come in various different forms, whether it be ethnic, social, religious, or even global identity. One very common form of identity that many people often struggle with is their personal identity. I'll give you all an example of my own personal identity crisis. My name. As you might know, my name is Khalid, which is the Arabic word for eternal or everlasting. However, many people can't pronounce the Arabic letter Kha. So, I've been called Khalid, I've been called Halid, I've been called Khalid, and don't even ask me where this came from, but I've even been called George. Seriously? George? This was a teacher of mine, and she said, "Can I just call you George instead?" This experience made me feel, again, like running away from my identity. I do understand, though, that the Kha is not part of many people's language, and so that's why I give them alternatives like Khalid. I've realized since then that names are more than just labels. They carry our heritage, our culture, and the essence of who we are. I learned that I was named after one of the greatest commanders the Arab world has ever known. His name was Khalid ibn al-Walid. He was a general that never lost a battle. These days, instead of hiding from my name, I find myself running towards this part of my identity. This brings me to my ethnic identity. Growing up, I shied away from this part of myself too. I kept seeing how my ethnic identity is perceived in the world, and that didn't make me too proud. Was the majority right? Did my Palestinian identity not belong on the world stage? The sad truth is that 49 countries don't even recognize Palestine as a state as of May 28th, 2024, according to Al Jazeera. 49. One moment that made me realize this is on the first day of ninth grade. I had just moved to Canada, and one of my classmates approached me. He said, "So, Khalid, where are you from?" And so I told him, "I'm from Palestine." He looked at me and he said, "Oh, you're from Pakistan?" "No, man, not Pakistan, Palestine." And it turned out he didn't even know what Palestine was. So I had to give him both a geography lesson and a history lesson. He wasn't the only one who didn't know what Palestine was. Many people all over Canada who I encountered didn't know what Palestine was either. This experience furthered my feelings about the world and how my identity is perceived and overlooked. This just shows that in some parts of the world, people are ignorant about my Palestinian identity. Again, I felt like I wanted to run away from my identity. I can't think of anything worse than ignorance. What happens if it goes beyond ignorance, though? What if people are aware, but they're making moves nevertheless? What if they put their needs or their identities above my own? Tensions are rising, and things have never seemed more dire or bleak. I'm actually scared of what might happen. The choices we make today will have repercussions for generations, and I'm not just talking about the future of Palestine here. When I look back, I feel ashamed that I tried to convey an identity that wasn't even mine. The weight of my identity made me try to hide from my true self. Today, here I am, a Palestinian who is witnessing multiple instances of his people being dismissed, overlooked, and potentially erased from existence. Yet here I am, ready to embrace that identity and carry the weight. أنا دمي فلسطيني. My blood is Palestinian, and your blood is yours too, but we all bleed red. I'm just a senior in high school, and perhaps one might discredit my opinion due to my age or my lack of credibility on this topic. This is a heavy topic, one that has been ongoing for centuries. However, I think we are also now more aware than ever about our global identities. To be global is to be inclusive of everyone, regardless of race, ethnicity, or religion. We all share this planet and we all must respect each other's cultures, beliefs, and identities without discrimination, ignorance, or worse. Palestine is where I'm from, and it is now an identity that I run towards. I hope to live in a world where one day everyone, and I mean everyone, can acknowledge its right to exist, alongside the rights of others who also deserve to feel proud of where they're from too. Even though I want to be proud, I also believe that my right to be proud cannot and should not infringe upon the opportunities of others to feel their own sense of pride. So before I leave, I'll leave you all with a question. If this is a world that I would be proud to live in, why can't we all be proud? Thank you.